This instructional video is intended for principals and other school leaders in the School District of Philadelphia. This will show how to view your Educator Evaluation Google Drive folder with your PhilaSD email account and access your Teacher Observation Progress Monitoring sheet. Before we start, make sure you are signed out of all of your Google accounts. By now, you have received an email that looks like this, which contains a link to your Educator Evaluation Google Drive folder. Click on the link included in this email. This will bring you to this page. Sign in using your PhilaSD email account with your email password. Next, you will see your Educator Evaluation folder with your school's organization code. The org code in this example is 9999. Within this folder, you will see your Teacher Observation Progress Monitoring sheet. Select Add to Drive in the top right of the page. Now your Educator Evaluation folder has been added to your Google Drive. Select the Teacher Observation Progress Monitoring sheet contained within. This spreadsheet contains two tabs. The first tab is a user guide that you can use as a reference for navigating this tool. Again, this will be identified by your school's org code. In the user guide, you will see a screenshot of two screens. On the left is an example of how your Teacher Observation Progress Monitoring sheet will look as it's distributed by the Educator Evaluation team. On the right is an example of an Observation Progress Monitoring sheet after a principal has adjusted it to indicate teachers that cannot be observed in their school. Select the second tab named Observation Monitoring to see your school's information. First, you will see a chart at the top of your sheet. This pie chart illustrates the number and percentage of observations that have been completed and how many are still remaining. In this example, 14 or 70% of the required observations have already been completed. Scrolling down the page, you will see detailed information about the teachers, nurses, and counselors in this school who must be observed during the fall observation window. Listed is every educator in this school who requires a formal observation and whether they have yet been observed, as indicated by a complete observation in EDS. In some cases, there may be an educator in your caseload who you cannot observe. We have included a space here for you to indicate these observation exceptions both to the Office of Effectiveness and your Assistant Superintendent. For any educator who has not been observed or who has a no next to their name in column E, you can now note that they cannot be observed. In this example, Delia Cox cannot be observed. By selecting the cell in column F next to Delia's name, a drop-down menu will appear. I will select No, indicating that I'm unable to observe her. Notice that when I do so, I have removed Delia from my caseload, and the number of remaining observations decreases from 6 to 5. Next, I will select the reason she cannot be observed from the drop-down menu in column G. Here you will see the most common reasons an educator cannot be observed. In this example, Delia is on sabbatical, so I will select sabbatical from the list of options. Also, I want to indicate that Leah Bowman cannot be observed. So again, I select No from column F and the reason she can't be observed from column G. Note that the number of remaining observations decreases again from 5 to 4. In this case, the reason Leah cannot be observed is not in the drop-down list, so I will select Other, which instructs me to complete column H. I will specify in column H why I cannot observe Leah, which in this example is that she does not currently teach at my school. Please be as detailed as possible in the case that you cannot observe an educator for a reason other than what is included in the drop-down menu. All observation counts will be updated at the end of every week. It is important to note that this is a live document, so your entries will be automatically shared with the Office of Effectiveness. You also have the option to edit your progress monitoring sheet to indicate that an educator is able to be observed at a later date. Contact us at effectiveness@philasd.org with any questions.